everyone, and welcome back to the United Star. We have another special preview for the West Ham game, and we've got the Indian Hammers here with us. They are the official supporters club of West Ham in India. So do check them out if you're a West Ham United fan. Connect with them on Twitter or Instagram. It'll be a great thing to grow that community as well. We have Adoksh and Mike here. Thanks for coming along, guys, and let's get straight into it. Mike, I want to come to you first, and I want to ask you 10 points, 4 points away from the top, 4 points away from the top after 10 games in fifth position. How would you rate this season going into it? Because when the season began, a lot of West Ham fans were calling for the head of the owners, a lot of turmoil in the team. The captain, club captain, longest serving player comes out and says, things are not right. So, looking from that to this, how do you look at this season till now?
Yeah. So considering the start that we had, which was two losses straight, I think most of us, especially the atmosphere in our Indian Hammers chat, also was very doom and gloom. And yeah, a lot of supporters were calling for the heads of the owners, mostly because of how they handled the Diangana situation. Probably that's why Noble also, as you mentioned, came out and he made a statement. And there was a lot of stuff which was going on which didn't seem right at that point. But yeah, it's been amazing. We've only lost once since then, and we've done really good against some really good opposition. And of the nine teams that we have left to face, I think we've faced most of our biggest opposition and most of our biggest question marks so far, and we've come out victorious for the most part. I would rate this a brilliant start to our season so far.
Right. Adoksh, I mean, one of the important things of this sort of performance has definitely been someone who was at Man United before and now is at West Ham is David Moyes. I think he has been he's sort of found his level, he's found his players, he's found Suchek, he's found a Fellaini and Suchek, he's found a sort of Antonio who's delivering for him. Bowen's been brilliant. So, how much of this do you rate as sort of David Moyes? And do you think he's got a point to prove against Manchester United? Or sort of that ship has sailed for him and that job just wasn't for him, but he's found his level here?
Look, I think Moyes needs his credit here, right? Because, like you said, he's found some incredible talent, both in his recruitment as well as in player management itself, right? Because sure, Antonio is not his find per se, but to play him in that position is. He did the same with Anakovic, if I remember correctly, played him up as a striker, and it worked wonders. So Moyes has done really well in bringing out the best in these players. And I was considerably skeptical when he was brought back, when Pellegrini was sacked and Moyes was brought back. But I think he's done a brilliant job. He's kept us up twice now. Once when Bilic left, once when Pellegrini left, and like you said, when we're fifth on the table, surely he deserves all the credit. The United job, does he have a point to prove? Look, I think it's always going to be on his mind. It was at that point of time the biggest job in the world of football, right? You had someone like Sir Alex Ferguson leave and someone stepping in. It is the biggest job in world football. There was no questions about it. And I personally feel anyone would have failed at that job. Moyes just happened to be that scapegoat. He was not given enough time, in my opinion, seeing what he's done in the past with Everton and currently with West Ham. But it'll be in his mind, but I don't think he has a point to prove. I think he's in a different space right now, and long may it continue.
Right. That's an interesting argument. I actually agree that Moyes has sort of done very well with West Ham. He saved them from relegation, of course. And I think to always it's hard to guide a club in turmoil. So I think you have to give him credit for that. But again, in my personal opinion, I think he was never cut out for the United job anyway. But Vishesh, we are in ninth place right now. But it's interesting because when you think of it, we have a game in hand, and if we win that game, we're just 2 points off the top. So this game sort of really pushes up sort of our chances of getting into that top four and even possibly making a title challenge. So coming into this game, looking at our form, we're going into 8 games undefeated from home. What do you expect?
Prashant, when you look at it, I think this season it has been unpredictable as a whole. I mean, we're sitting here, and with all due respect to West Ham, we don't expect West Ham to draw against Spurs or beat the likes of Wolves, even after having such a bad start and losing to Arsenal. We lost to Arsenal as well. But that being said, so it's been a very up and down season. We have Southampton doing well, West Ham doing well. So I don't think losing a game would impact our our ambition to be in the top four. I think that would still be going. But that being said, West Ham is a tricky opponent right now, and I think David Moyes has done brilliantly. And as Adoksh said, he's found his niche at West Ham that he couldn't find at Manchester United. So definitely, if we win this game and the game in hand, I think no one can argue the fact that there would be a title challenge because we're just 2 points away from the top. But it's too early to make such statements.
Right. I agree with you there. Adoksh Vishesh spoke about sort of, some West Ham players that like Suchek, we've also spoken about it, he'll make things tricky. But sort of which United players are you looking at as to like the main threats in our sort of our team, and which players sort of are going to keep you awake the night before?
Oh, it has to be Fernandez and Cavani right now, isn't it? I think I think the goal scoring run that Fernandez is in. Look, he's always going to be tricky. He's always going to be in the box. He's always going to um, either take those shots which are going to be very difficult to stop, or he's going to have that movement in the box which will ultimately yield penalties against any team, right? So you got to be careful about against Bruno Fernandez and well, Cavani. I mean, not really a panic buy anymore, is it? He's from from I don't know how it started off when you guys bought him. There was so much on Twitter saying United has done another big panic buy. This is just to sell T-shirts and all of that. But I think he's really coming into form, and he's going to be someone we'll have to keep an eye out for sure.
Right, right. Vishesh, Adoksh has mentioned Cavani, but do you think, I mean, there's uncertainty about Cavani whether he'll be available for the game. The three-match ban is staring him in the face for his sort of Instagram story and all of that. So, what is our sort of team news, Vishesh? What do you think? Who's going to start? What's your predicted 11, and who's available, who's not?
Adarsh, I think you're going to be happy with this because I don't think Rashford's going to play. I don't think Cavani's going to play. I think United are going to give way more importance to that Leipzig game than they are going to give to this West Ham game because as a fan base and after, so many months of doing this, I'm pretty sure if we don't qualify for Champions League, there'll be a bigger meltdown than us losing to West Ham. So for that reason, the team I'm going to go for because I personally see David Moyes sitting back and playing on the counter. So I'm going to go for De Gea in goal with Telles, Maguire, Lindelof, Aaron Van Bissaka. Since Fred is anyways out of the Champions League because of the red card, I'm going to continue playing him with Donny, Mata, and Bruno. So that's a diamond formation up there. And since I don't think Cavani has the legs to play so many games and Rashford's shoulders injured and I wouldn't take the risk, I'll play Martial and Greenwood up front.
But Vishesh, Cavani might not be available for this game anyway. The FA haven't clarified the condition on
That's
what
true.
the ban is going
But
to
I'm
be.
I'm I'm thinking about it from a Leipzig perspective because as a United fan, personally also I would give that game way more importance, even though we do come out and say that each game is a must-win game, and that's what I would like. But if you give me the option of beating Leipzig and drawing or losing to West Ham, I would pick that right now.
Interesting. Mike, I've come to you to ask you your sort of predicted 11 from the West Ham perspective. And would you be more fearful of United playing a diamond or a sort of a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3?
All right. I think Moyes has proven a lot this season that he doesn't really change winning formula. Like the minute Antonio came back, even though he wasn't exactly fit, we could see that the last game he barely made the 45 minutes, and we were kind of like grimacing every time he kind of stretched for the ball. But he still put him into the lineup, even though Haller had just scored a rocket of a shot the game before. So I think he'll go back to the regular one. He'll play five at the back or three at the back with two wing backs. So he'll play the Ogbonna, Cresswell, and Balbona as usual. He'll play Sufal, he'll play Maswaku as wing backs. And I think he'll play Antonio Front along with Rice and Sochek in the middle. And I think, see, there's one thing that I've noticed about our formation. I was actually talking about this with noticing this in our ratings when I was working on them for the last game. We have kind of a hole at times in between the defense and the midfield, even though it's a five at the back. And I think that's kind of because we are missing out a defender who can come forward a bit and play a bit of a sweeper role. So I think you guys, especially with Van de Beek coming into the side now, this perfect timing, right? I think that's a perfect place for Van de Beek and Bruno to exploit. Grealish did it brilliantly against us. He was a bit unlucky with a few chances. I think you guys have a if you guys can play that formation where you exploit that hole in between behind Rice and Sochek, because as good as Rice and Sochek are, and they are brilliant, they're still going to be two. You guys will have to overload the midfield. I feel for you to have a winning chance against us.
I think one advantage of having Rice there, I think Vishesh personally, is that he's not the fastest player there is. He is relatively slow, and I think if Van de Beek does start, as Vishesh has said, then if Van de Beek and Bruno are able to form triangles around Suchek and Rice, I think we can exploit that space. What do you think, Vishesh? What's your view on that?
I agree, Prasham. That's why I'm going with a very creative midfield. If you look at it, I'm going with Van de Beek, Bruno, and Mata. They all are smart footballers who know how to make that one-touch pass and play with the defense and know when to release it. We've always discussed if you play the likes of Fred and McTominay, they're workhorses, but they cannot release the ball into the final third. The way Mike said that their defense does not transition from the defense to attack that smoothly. So I think Van de Beek and Mata would play a crucial link there. Definitely, that would slow. I mean, the counter attack would nullify to a certain degree because Mata is not that fast. Van de Beek's not the fastest. That's it. That's there. But I think with Martial and Greenwood up front, they're two clinical strikers. Even though Martial missed a sitter last night, but yeah, I think this game would be an open one. Let's see.
Right. Atkosh, my question to you is, in my view, the best player in West Ham is Bowen. I think he has been quite. I think he's been quite brilliant this season with the way he runs with the ball and the way he sort of attacks the defenders directly. Would you agree with that assessment first of all? And if not, who do you think is sort of West Ham's most dangerous outlet?
Most dangerous outlet, I think I'll agree. It has to be Bowen right now. We have Bowen on one flank and Fornals on the other.
Fornals on the
Fornals
other,
is a
yeah.
workhorse. He's an absolute workhorse. He's running the entire 90 minutes that he's playing. But you will see a lot more creativity from Bowen, and I think that's why we have Benrama in that bench, right? Because I think Benrama brings a little bit of magic to that squad. So remove Masuaku, bring on Benrama like we did last week, and it changes a lot of things. It changes the team from being a workhorse team to someone who can string a few passes very quickly and change things around. So Bowen right now, if you take that 11, like Mike said, we're not going to change much. Moyes is not going to change the team. It's going to be the same team that started. Between Antonio and Haller, depending on Antonio's fitness, but the rest of the team is going to be the same. So Bowen definitely is the most important link in terms of making the creative chances. But let's not discount Rice's role in this, right? Because like Mike said, and like we've been seeing for the past few games, especially this season, Rice is playing a lot more forward than he used to. He's not sitting back. He is making those runs, and when he does make those runs, what it translates to is an additional player down the middle, and that's really helping both Fornals as well as Bowen move in, form a sort of cone attack, which then feeds into Hala, Antonio, or whoever is in the box at that point of time.
Right. Interesting. I thought you would say Lanzini has been the best player of the season after that goal against Spurs. But
He played it.
no. I was just kidding. That goal was spectacular. Mike, so let's get into some predictions. What do you think the scoreline is going to be? Do you think West Ham can realistically win this game? Putting aside the fact that you're a West Ham fan, do you think West Ham can win this game?
Okay, I realistically speaking, see, here's the honest thing. Okay, West Ham, we're always going to be expecting something. It's always going to be a mixed bag. But uh, from a neutral perspective, kind of thing, you guys have not won against a single London club so far this season. You guys lost to almost every single club. The only club that you drew with was Chelsea, if I remember correctly, right? And you've lost to Crystal Palace. You've lost to Tottenham. You've lost to, or was it you drew with Tottenham and you lost to Chelsea? I don't remember which one it
No,
was.
Remind us of the
we very
Tottenham
much
game. Can
lost
we
to
please skip
Tottenham.
that?
Yeah.
We very much
Now I
lost to
remember
Tottenham.
Mourinho. Yeah. So yeah, you lost to Tottenham and you drew with Chelsea, and so I think we have a realistic chance of continuing that tradition at least for this first half of the season, because I think even though you guys, Cavani did that brilliant comeback last game, I think you guys still have a lot of things you need to iron out, and I think we are on the upswing on the other hand, and with Antonio back, I think we will win. I'm sorry if this is a bit hurtful, but I think we might win with a 2 goal difference. I see it being a 3-1, but it'll be very scrappy also. I think it's going to be a good fight. Maybe some VAR involvement also. But yeah, I'm going for a 3-1 win.
So you're calling for 3-1 to West Ham.
Right.
Ooh, that Adoksh, do you agree? Before going to Vishesh, do you agree to that 3-1 to West Ham against Manchester United?
I agree we'll win. Let's start there. I don't think um, United, especially with the fact that they have to qualify for the Champions League next round, right? You have a huge game next week, midweek. The result yesterday obviously wasn't the best, so you don't get the opportunity to rest players for the next week's game. So you have to play your best players next week. And like Vishesh said, I don't think your strongest team is going to be playing tomorrow. Um, and we are on the upswing. We are having a bit of luck go our way. And 2-0 is what I'd say. I agree with Mike. We'll win with a 2 goal difference. 2-0 to West Ham.
I mean, I completely disagree with sort of this assessment. I do think that we won't play our first 11, but I think our sort of second string team is enough to handle sort of West Ham. I know y'all got three against Spurs, but I don't see David Moyes getting 3 goals against Manchester United. I really don't see that happening. So, Vishesh, let me come to you till I give my prediction on this. First of all, do you think we will actually lose this game? Because I don't see that happening.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna give my nice count out. Yeah, I completely agree with Mike when it comes to London form. I think we've been horrible when it comes to the full playing London teams. But then again, we played all of them at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
and we've seen like our horrible Old Trafford form, and we've seen our away form. Like if we look at our away form, what is it? 8 wins away from home, and a new record for Manchester United or something. So in that sense, I think the London clubs, if this was happening at Old Trafford, Mike, you're correct. You guys have a very good chance of winning according to how the season's going. But personally, I think we have the trickery in there. We have the players, as you said, our second side. It's not going to be exactly our second side because if you think about it, Ole's job is always on the line. If he risks this game and goes ahead and loses to PSG and Manchester City, he's 100% sacked because Pochettino's waiting to go in. So for that reason, he will play a slightly weakened team, but he will ensure that we get some sort of a result. So I don't see a loss in this game, and personally, I think it could be just like a 2-1 victory with like a last 10-minute goal by Manchester United. But I definitely see West Ham getting the first goal in this game.
I think my predictions sort of different from, obviously starkly different from the two sort of Hammers fans we have here, but also different from Vishesh in that I think we'll win this game quite comfortably. There are two reasons for this. I think that West Ham play, I think suits Manchester United the most out of all the clubs that we've played from London or anywhere till now. I think that space that you all spoke about, that there is between the defenders and midfielders, that we can exploit. West Ham aren't the fastest team when it comes to pressing. It's not like they're going to come out there and complete like how Southampton play. Southampton play. West Ham aren't going to come out and do that to Man United. So they're somewhere in between sitting back and pressing, and that is sort of where Oli sort of is able to play, and that's his fair and sort of safe ground, because the likes of Mata can then play their game and play the ball in the gap holes and make those runs. So I think Manchester United might actually win this 3-1 or even 2-0. I do not think that West Ham sort of will carry the threat that Mike and Adoksh think that they will carry. I really don't think so that's going to happen. And I
Also,
think, I mean,
let me just come in here, but I think this game is set for United to lose. I'm not kidding. I think it's a perfect situation in which Manchester United bottle it.
Yeah, but
I
let's also remember that West Ham is not going to win 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
I don't think I haven't seen it happen. I don't know the stats too well, but Mike, I don't know. Do you remember the last time we won 4 in a row? I don't.
No, I don't either.
Which is
To be
exactly
fair,
why Adoksh, this is set up for you guys to win 4 in a row. Perfect for United
breaking
to bottle
records.
it, West Ham to break a new record. I
I
can
think
I
I
can see
think
this happening.
I think Vishesh and Adoksh can swap jerseys and make the case for their respective teams. But with jokes aside, I think it'll be an easy game for Man United. Just a final one sort of two-word answer. Adoksh, your sort of man of the match for this game.
Um, I think it's going to be Ogbonna. Like
Ogbonna,
Mike
okay.
said, it might be like I said, 2-0. Like Mike said, 3-1. Whatever the game is going to be, it's not going to be a free flowing game for either team. It's going to be scrappy. It's going to require the defense to do the ugly work. And with the form Ogbonna has been in, I think he's going to rise taller than your attackers and keep us in the game.
Right. Vishesh, what about you?
I mean, I have to say Bruno. If he doesn't perform, we anyways won't win. So
Right.
it's most likely Bruno Fernandes. Otherwise, it has to be one of our strikers. Because if we aren't clinical this game, uh, they're going to
Right.
get the better of us.
Right. Mike, you've said 3 goals, so please don't say Ogbonna.
No, no. I actually think Jared Bowen. I don't
Yeah.
exactly agree with him being the best player so far in terms of our attack, but then I think this game is suited for him because your left side is a bit weak, I think so, and that would be perfect for Bowen to exploit, I guess.
Right. Again, like I have to agree. I think it's got to be Bruno Fernandes. I'm hoping sort of Fred can put in a shift because he was not particularly good last night. But I'm hoping he can do well and sort of have a good game as well. Because if he can dominate that midfield, it becomes much easier for Man United to win that game. So thanks Adoksh and Mike for joining us, guys. That's the Indian Hammers. Do check out their Instagram and Twitter. We've put the links in the description, and you can join the community if you're a Hammers fan. And thanks, Vishesh, for joining as well. Let's see what happens. If they do win 3-1, I mean, we'll get Mike for the review and hear him gloat all about it. But I don't think that's going to happen. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you all for the review.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. If you do like it, please click on the thumbs up and please subscribe to our channel. Click on the bell icon to get daily notifications from the United Star. Follow us on Instagram at the.United Star and we will see you soon